Well, greetings there, folks. Sorry I haven't posted a video in a little while. Life kind of throws you some curveballs every once in a while, and I just, I don't know, wasn't in the space to be making films. That being said, I have been in my hometown for the last, 9 days or so, 10 days. Got to spend some time with family, which was great. And right now I'm sitting at the Burton Cemetery. Just visited my mom's gravesite, which, try to do every year. This is always a tough journey to make. It's a little emotional. There's a lot of nostalgia just around going back to the place that you're from. And then, when you've kind of lost everybody, it's always hard because you got to go visit and pay your respects. But man, does that sometimes dredge up emotion. It's kind of the theme, I guess, as we get older. Like, everybody you love goes away in the end, right? And in more ways than one. And so, working through some stuff. And so I apologize if I'm a little weird on this particular journey. But we are leaving here and heading up into Kilgore, Idaho. And so, going to go ahead and visit, my parents, the ones that raised me, where we've scattered their ashes up in Kilgore, and then we'll do a little bit of exploring and find us a good campsite for the night. And so I think over the next few days we are going to wander around here a bit in Idaho, right along the Idaho-Montana border, and then start drifting into Montana and seeing if we can hit some areas that we haven't really explored very much over the years. Not quite sure what that looks like, but we will see. So welcome to another little video. Let's hit the road, shall we? Looks like we might have some weather coming. Showing you spots like this in other places. Obviously they're broken down a bit, but rifle pits. They're scattered all over out here on the top. Well, got a little distracted coming on down the road and playing around. Had to stop at the Battle for Camas Meadows. Like, they put in kind of an interpretive site. Don't remember this being here when I was a kid, but I think just the marker was. Um, it's kind of a sad history when you dig into the Nez Perce flight. The Nez Perce covered a pretty vast area, but lived in a whole bunch of smaller kind of clan style, I don't know what to call them, family groups, sub-tribes, whatever you want to call it. And the ones in this area had lived peacefully with, you know, the white settlers for a long time. They just kind of respected each other's space and they each did their thing, and so be it. But what started happening is in eastern Oregon and Washington, the cavalry started to try and press them back into reservation lands that are now around Lewiston, Idaho. In fact, Nez Perce National Forest is right there. And those groups were non-treated groups, and they sort of rebelled against it. And they just started moving this direction. And as they came, all the different family groups, clans, whatnot, ended up kind of getting pulled into the conflict. It's an inspiring story in some ways because the Nez Perce, like, literally outfought, outmaneuvered, outthought the might of the United States military for a very long while. And so figure this all started in sort of central eastern Oregon, Washington, pushed in through Idaho, like down through sort of the mid part of Idaho, and then cut up and into Montana and all the way up to damn near the Canadian border. And unfortunately what happened there was winter hit and they were in bad shape from, you know, all this travel and all these fighting of battles, and they finally surrendered. Their path got blocked by another colonel, which didn't help matters, but that's where they got stuck. They were so close to crossing the border into Canada, where they would have been out of the jurisdiction of the United States. And as we've seen with Canada, Canada has pretty much given half the country back to the First Nations people. And so, interesting. A lot of info out there if you're ever curious and want to read up on it. Got a couple movies made about it too. But anyway, we got a thunderstorm rolling around us, and I'm going to see if I can circumnavigate my way around it, and we'll start looking for a campsite. Don't know how well this will read on camera, but that mountain up there, we used to call it Spread Eagle when I was a kid. Can you see it? Well, folks, I think we have found a campsite for the night. I am relatively close to Island Park. It's probably where I'll pop out and get gas in the morning. But this little side road here leads up to something called Horseman Springs. Of course, the road was closed before I could get all the way back to get some of the good mountain views. But that being said, we turned around, came back, found this spot. It's a beautiful little spot. Nobody else has camped along this road. I've seen a few ATVs running up and down, but that's about it. And so I am hungry. I think it's time to make some dinner, and then we'll go and walk some of these roads a little bit, because there's a bunch of side roads. See what there is to see. Welcome to camp. Well, folks, I think I am going to call an end to this episode. Thank you for coming along on my journey back to Kilgore. It was good to come out here and visit, and then, of course, to come and see some sights. Probably didn't quite get as much time to show you around as I would have liked. There's a lot more to see, but hey, we did what we could, and right now we are sitting in this beautiful little spot somewhere between Kilgore and Island Park. So, with that said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on down the road.